So we woke up this morning and the house was hot. Hi, I'm Chuck Vosberg from Next Home Gulf to Bay, along with my wife Pat, your favorite realtors. So it was hot in the house today, and I want to show you what is usually the problem if your air conditioner stops unexpectedly. So the first thing to look at is the thermostat. So you take a look at your thermostat, and if the screen is blank, chances are it's because your condensate line is clogged. That's that little pipe that comes out the side of your house that drips water. Well, if that gets clogged, then the air conditioner is going to stop automatically, or at least it's supposed to, before it makes a mess. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay, the first thing to do is find your air handler. Here at our house, it's in the garage up high, so I'm standing up on a ladder, and let me show you how this thing works. So as your air conditioner is cooling the air, there's condensation. And inside this unit, there's coils. Condensation drips down into the bottom. Then it goes into this pipe here, and then it's directed outside. Now what can happen is, because this thing has water in it all the time, it can get gunk in there. And that's the technical term I'm going to use, is gunk. So if it gets clogged, there's a little overflow right here. So instead of this unit getting a bunch of water inside it, and then eventually overflowing and making a giant mess, it comes out this overflow and into this metal pan underneath. So that's kind of the fail-safe thing, is it goes into this pan. But if this remains clogged, it's eventually going to fill up the pan. So it's got a little cutoff switch so that when the pan gets full, it's going to turn off your air conditioning system. And that's usually what happens. If this cutoff switch is activated, the screen goes blank on your thermostat. So the thing to look at is, look inside this pan. Now, I've already sucked all the water out of it, but if this has water in it, then you know that you've got a blocked condensation line. So I'm going to show you how to fix it. You're going to need a wet and dry vacuum in order to do this, because what we're going to do is we're going to use this thing to suck all the water out of that pan, and then we're going to use this to clear our condensation line. You're going to have to get it ready to suck water. So the first thing is, empty out any dirt that's inside it, and I've taken the lid off of the thing, and you remove the filter, because if you don't remove the filter before you do this, it's going to make a giant mess of the filter. So you take the filter out, that gets it ready for doing water. You put this back together, and next I'm going to show you my genius tool for sucking the water and the gunk out of your condensation line. That's next. The condensation line that comes out the side of your house usually looks something like this. They're almost always 3/4 inch PVC, and that's something you're going to need to know. And I'll also write down this stuff down below in the description. These are usually not glued together, so you can usually pull this out and take this with you when you go to the store to get the little pieces that I'm going to recommend. We need to be able to adapt this 3/4 inch PVC to this hose that comes from our wet and dry vacuum. Now, some people, they'll put it on there and try and get their hand around here, or they'll put a bunch of tape around it, and those are no good because they don't get a really good seal. So I made this genius adapter, and I'm going to show you how it works. So the first thing is, you go to your home improvement store and you visit the aisle that has the wet and dry vacs, and you get this little adapter thing. This adapts a regular size hose down to a smaller hose. So that's the first step. Now, next thing you need is a 3/4 inch connector. This is in the plumbing aisle where all the PVC pipes are. So this is going to go on the end of your condensate line when you're sucking it out. Now here's the thing though, just what's normal is nothing ever fits together right. So this doesn't fit right, it's way too loose. So what you need to do, and it's on the same aisle as the plumbing stuff, you get one of these rubber connectors. So the rubber connector goes on this, and then
the piece of PVC goes in here. Let me try it the other way. There it goes. So you do this, then you tighten up these screws. Now you've got an adapter. The wet and dry vac goes here, and then this goes on the end of your condensation line. That way you've got a nice seal. You're going to get maximum suction to get all that gunk and water and other stuff that accumulates in there out of there and get it nice and clean so it'll drain the way you want it to. Okay, so here it is connected. You can hear the air conditioner's on because I've already done this and it's turned back on. So this is all connected. The other end of the hose is connected to the wet and dry vac. You get it connected, you turn that wet and dry vac on, you let it run, you'll hear it start sucking stuff out of there, and you'll probably see the hose move. So you just leave that on for a couple moments, suck that thing out real good, and then it's clean. So you save that adapter for next time, and next time this happens, and it will happen again, usually happens in the summer, you'll be ready to roll. Next, it's important to come back up here and suck all the water out of that drain pan. Here's one last step, it's kind of optional. Okay, so this is the drain line coming out of the air handler and down. So they put a T here, and this is so you can suck it out from in here also. But what a lot of people do is recommend that you pour a little bit of bleach down in here so it goes down in there and kind of kills any gunk that's growing in your line. That's an optional step, but if you've got this thing, it doesn't hurt anything. Pour some bleach down in there, and that'll help it last longer. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you got questions or comments, maybe you've got a better way, put it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. I'm Chuck Vosberg from Next Home. Thanks for watching.